We're live.
Are we? Are we on now?
We're on.
Hi, Tara.
Hi, Babette.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to another episode of Sunday Bites and Tidbits. I'm Chef Babette.
And I'm Tara Bennett-Smith.
And we are so happy to have you here. And let me tell you this, we've got a massive guest today. We're so excited to bring her. What's her name?
Sylvia Mathis.
Oh my gosh.
She has done it all.
Tell them what she's done.
All in the world of entertainment,
Yes.
Actress, model, makeup artist.
She's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous, executive singer, songwriter, and more. Lately, she's focused on charting her own course as a producer and writer, performer. Taking the creative reins has opened up a massive opportunities with major studios and streaming platforms. Currently negotiating a mainstream digital platform to produce a historic drama. I know certain things she can't talk about, so you just got to stay tuned. A holiday made for streaming film just optioned by a major television studio.
Yay!
She has a full slate of scripted, non-scripted projects that she's writing. Some she's producing as well, overseeing others.
Man, she's amazing.
Writers both in the publishing world as well as film and TV, including a drama series, an indie thriller, an LGBTQ and coming-of-age true story.
Oh, man.
I know, and several non-scripted series, all with major talent attached.
And
she's
a vegan.
And a mother of 4.
Ugh.
She got a set of twins and 2 other, well, yeah, obviously that would be 4, and 2 other children. And yeah, we're just so excited to have her. I've known Miss Sylvia Mathis since, God, she was 16 or 17, and I was 16 and a half or 17. Anyway, but we have been sister friends that long. I love her to dear. Just all the wonderful things I can.
And I haven't even known her for that long, but I love her too. She's amazing.
She's amazing.
You want to introduce her?
Yes.
Oh,
come on, Miss Sylvia.
Sylvia. Yeah. Hi, baby.
Welcome, darling. How are you? Well, we have to unmute her too. That's part of it. Okay. Let's start again.
Hello. Am I unmuted now?
You got a lot going on.
You guys are so great. I love you so much.
We love you too. And we were just talking about beforehand, how when you're doing a production, indie productions, you kind of wear 50,000 hats.
Right.
Put this on 50,000 hats. And that's why you were still muted for a moment, because I was playing the other.
Listen. Yeah, you saw me with the powder brush. I had to call my makeup people in.
Oh, that was so cute. I know.
That's what we do, right?
No, seriously, it is, because when you're doing your thing this way, and I'm gonna be honest with you, even when there is a big crew, you still kind of oversee, right? You're not micromanaging people, but you do still kind of have to, because at the end of the day, that's your name, right? So you have to be. You know what I mean? Kind of all in. And so, yeah, but anyway, I'm just happy to be here. I'm so excited for you guys and so excited to meet your audience and be on the show. It's just so great. I was so
excited when you asked me. They're excited for you to be here. Patricia, no, her name is Patty Pitty Ramos. Says that I'm sorry, this is hard to read. I'm going to pull it over here. She says, I have a set of twins too.
Really?
I have twins, still have twins, and you have twins.
Yeah.
So maybe we have to show just talking about being a twin mom. But anyway.
Listen, yeah, it's a different experience, right?
Oh my God, I don't know how y'all did it. I only had one.
I mean, you just do it, right? You just
do it, and people say, well, how did you do it? It's like you didn't know anything different.
It was just what it was.
I was just thinking that I had Amber and Ashley first. So I didn't have anything to compare it to. Like, Babette, I never had just one baby. So I didn't know what that was like. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Well, Sylvia has a set of girls. I have a set of boys. And then Patty says she has boy, girls, and another girl. And I have boy, and another girl. And Sylvia beats us both because she has girl, another girl, and another boy. And she looks fabulous.
And 2 stepchildren.
And two stepchildren.
Wow.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, so you're the winner. Yeah. Bring the cake out. But this is so extra special for me too, because I wanted Sylvia. I've known her for 100,000 years, and Babette, and we all were three working on some things together as well. So you never know. You might look up and you'll see Sylvia, Babette, and Tara together.
Yes.
We're open for whatever the universe brings. However,
Yes,
but this
we
was
are.
special to me because I wanted my birthday's tomorrow, and I wanted Sylvia close to my
Oh,
birthday.
that's right. It's your birthday tomorrow. Sylvia, we should sing a quick, just 2-line happy birthday to our girl, huh? You ready?
Are we singing Stevie's
Right now.
version or the regular version?
Stevie's version, because
Happy
Stevie's version, you can't never
birthday
close
to
it off.
ya.
No, you can't
Happy
never finish it.
birthday to ya. Happy
You
birthday.
just left me.
Happy
How you gonna leave me?
birthday to
What
ya.
you talking?
That was Sylvia. What is that?
Here we go. That. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday
Birthday
to
to
you.
you. Happy birthday.
Happy
to
birthday
you.
to you. Happy
Happy
birthday, dear
birthday,
Tara.
gorgeous.
Happy birthday to you. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
I love
Thank
birthdays.
Yes, Paige. Sylvia was on lunch break live with me. I wasn't on it. I was just there with her. Yes. So,
No,
hi,
you were on there.
yes, that's
We met.
Paige.
Let's
Let's get back to
Sylvia
Sylvia.
going.
Because, this is turning into old girlfriend week.
Listen, first of all, I'm just all bragged out because you're vegan, boo. And I just want you to know, I'm just like, yes, all my vegan
Listen,
folks are so beautiful and so healthy and so vibrant. I mean, come on now.
So tell us
you know,
your journey.
I have grandbabies.
And you look amazing. You look so beautiful.
And I think I'm coming up on 20 years vegan now, to be honest. I think
So
I'm
tell
coming
us
up-
tell us your journey. Share your
the
journey.
journey. Okay. So for me, I tend to be kind of an all or nothing kind of person. So I kind of make decisions in sort of, they don't have to be dramatic, but I make full on decisions. Like I don't take a little bit out here and a little bit out there. I just kind of all or nothing. So what actually happened was when I was pregnant with my twins, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer in the 3rd stage. I was in 3rd stage cancer when they diagnosed me, and but I was 5 months pregnant at the time, and so I was 23 years old, 24 years old when that happened. I was 23, and they gave me a death sentence, and so I obviously didn't die, but I had the babies.
Too.
Say again.
I said that's a good thing. Otherwise, we'd be
Yeah.
dead.
So what ended up happening was that kind of set me, after I came out of that, it was kind of miraculous. I came out of it. I did not have to go through chemo. They had scheduled a full hysterectomy to just because it was really inoperable by the time they found it. But I just, I didn't, this is not that show, but we align in this space. I knew that there were things that I was put here to do.
But it is
And I
that
wasn't-
show.
It's that show. It's
So
that
you can-
show.
because it's,
Oh, okay, is it that show? Okay, good. Because
it's vegan, it's
Okay.
mind, body, and spirit. It's one doesn't work
Yeah.
without
We get
so
it,
you
baby.
can share. Go
yeah.
ahead.
And so for me, it was like, okay, I knew that the Lord had created me to do something, and I wasn't supposed to tap out at 23. And so I just kind of went inside myself, and I saw myself later. I imagined myself with them at the age they are now, or with having lunch with them as teenagers. And I just did that. Wow, I am not going to get emotional. I did that while I was pregnant with them. And this was before I even really knew anything about visualization. That was what my intuition led me to do. So when I went back and when I had them, had the girls, and they did another hysterectomy, another biopsy, and it was gone.
What?
When I tell you it was gone, it was so gone that my doctor, who was a very devout atheist, said to me, he said, he took a Sharpie and wrote medical miracle on my file and slid the file to me and just walked out of the room.
What?
And I was like, I don't care if you're mad. So what happened after that was I started doing research. And, okay, what are the things that contribute to this sort of thing, right? So I cut out red meat, and then I cut out pork. And about 10 years later, the church I was going to did a Daniel fast. And so for 21 days, I had no meat, no sweet. and no bread. And when I tell you, being vegetarian for 21 days changed my whole understanding of how a person could feel. Now I'm already the Energizer Bunny. Let's just be real, right?
Right.
but during
That's how
those
we get
21
along.
days, yeah, right. But during those 21 days, girl, it was a whole. And I stopped. I was vegetarian from that point on, and
Wow.
then later I started understanding more about kind of now. Just to be really candid, this was not an ethical thing for me at that point. This was all about health at that point. It was. I am a person who grew up with asthma. My youngest son has asthma. There's lots of mucus happening. How can we eliminate that? Eliminate dairy. So we did that. And so eliminating dairy, and then why am I still eating eggs? Eliminated eggs. And before I knew it, I was vegan, and I've been vegan ever since.
I
And
love
for
this.
me, I've been vegan so long, you guys, that it's not a thing for me. I don't even think about it.
You didn't think
People are
about
like, well, right, what do you eat? And can you, and are you cool if I'm like, I don't care what you do. You could, like, I don't care. I mean, I love you. And if you want to know what I do, I'm happy to share that. But I'm not over here going, you can't do this, you can't do that around me because I'm so tempted. I am as tempted to eat a sirloin steak, which, by the way, I used to cook really well before when I was making that kind of thing. I am about as tempted to eat a sirloin steak
No, that was a really
as
good.
no, listen, right? For me, eating a steak or something that a lobster or whatever is about as interesting to me as eating, my mouse from my computer. Like it just doesn't interest
That's
me.
connecting.
I eat what I love. The food I put in my face, the stuff I eat is the stuff I love, you guys. I love the way I feel. I love the energy level I have. I love the bounce back in my skin.
Oh,
I,
I love that
I
too.
love it.
The
You know what I mean?
back.
I love the whole thing. And it's fun too.
It
It's
really is.
fun.
You know what else is fun about it for me?
It's so fun.
Watching the aging process.
I know.
That is a different feel.
And it's
Mhm.
so
And I know some people who still, who indulge on a regular basis, who still look very good.
Right.
But
Some of that's
those,
genetic.
but let me just say, those who do are usually really avid worker outers, who
Yeah.
take care of their body physically. But
Yeah.
I love the way I feel physically,
Yep.
not having consuming certain things that my body just feels like, okay, we could do this for a long time.
No.
I
It's
love
wonderful.
the way you explained that at first it was just not for ethical reasons. It
Right.
was for your health. And that's
Right.
exactly the way that I started. I had asthma too. So
Really?
oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
I had eczema. My skin was ripped, honey. I couldn't even
So
wear
did
it. I was a mess. Zits, rash everywhere. I was a mess.
We want to address this too.
Uh-oh.
Patty says you're all blessed with good aging genes. Now, Babette has a sister. Tell her.
My sister, I had a sister.
Had a sister.
She passed away. My sister was 5 years younger than myself. Before she made her transition, she looked like my grandmother. I don't say that in a negative,
or
mean
in
way.
sensitive ways, just to say that.
But it depends on how you care for this body. Period. I don't care nothing about no genes. I remember my mother telling me that, oh, honey, once you get that hysterectomy, because I wound up with issues too and had a partial hysterectomy years ago. Oh, honey, you're going to gain weight. My mother kept telling me, oh, don't worry. When this happens, you will gain weight. Oh, when this happens, this will happen. None of it ever happened because I've been vegan now since 1990. And none of what she ever said to me ever happened because it was the way I cared for myself.
So,
I was just going to say that there's a joke in my family. My mom told me when I was about 12 years old. I looked older than I was when I was a teenager. So when I was 12, I could pass for 18. But she said, when you get to be 18, it's going to start going backwards. You're going to start looking. That's just what happens in our family. And I took that on, and I said, okay, I'm good. That'll be what happens. But what I noticed is that didn't happen for everybody in my family. And I also recognize that yes, you could say it's genetics have something to do with it, or whatever, but ultimately, that you are absolutely right. It's got to do, for me, it's here. What are you doing here? What's going on in here? How do you see yourself? When you see yourself walking around in the world, do you see yourself as an old, weak, hunched over, decrepit person, or do you see yourself with vitality and energy, and do you see yourself young and fit and beautiful? And if you see yourself that way, then that's the energy that you're going to emanate anyway, and the frequency that you're on anyway. But when you couple that with a meditation practice, with a prayer practice, with a healthy, with putting life into your body,
Yes.
instead of death into your body, then
Yes.
what's happening is you are regenerating life. It's like when you go to sleep and that cell renewal happens, and that HGA kicks in when you're sleeping. That's happening all day long for somebody who's putting antioxidants in all day.
Exactly.
And so that for me is a major. And I was going to say that one of the twins was here a couple of days ago with her fiance, and they were looking at pictures. They were flipping through pictures in a little album. So they saw a picture of me when the girls were, I don't know how old they were, maybe 12 or 11. Like, Mom, you're a baby. You're like our age in this picture. No, sweetheart, I'm like 37. So Amber said, she's like, Mom, do you have a painting in the basement somewhere? Dorian Gray. No, I don't have. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The picture of Dorian Gray, where her age went into the painting.
Oh yes,
and she stayed eternally young. Yeah, it's a really good movie. But she was like, Mom, do you have that? She said, did you just stop? And obviously, you go chronologically, that keeps ticking away, right? But what happens for you inside and what happens to you externally has so much to do with, like we just said, what you put in here, what you're putting in here, and what's coming out here.
It's so true.
And it's a necessary, and and I'm me, I'm one that always about self-growth and how and it's also necessary because Sylvia, you're really good at this, which is not allowing certain things in your space. I've been in the car with Sylvia and everybody's rattling Sylvia headphones. I'm going into my space because I don't do whatever this space is. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's kind of like saying, yeah, y'all can all sit at the dinner table and eat chitlins and whatever else you want. But I got my food right here and I ain't even looking over it because I know this will not serve me. So your discipline, as far as your spiritual discipline, because it's important to have all of those pieces together because you can eat healthy and still have a filthy mind, or you can have a filthy, or you could have a clean mind and have a filthy gut, and I think the longevity of what we're looking to have here and to be and grow into the best people we want to be is to be a complete package and work on that complete package.
But there's something Ms. Ramos said when she talked about genes. And I guess I have to go back and say, I do agree with you that we do have great genes.
Yes, absolutely.
But it all depends on how you care for yourself as to whether or not those genes are going to give you what you actually need to carry on and be the person that you desire to be.
It's a both and.
She's right. We do have great genes. She's absolutely right. But you got to take care of yourself.
And that's what you were saying about, the foods you put in. Say, it can work better when you put healthier foods in you.
Right.
And then it kicks in. So now you became a vegan. Now you're married. Now how was that with your family, children? How did you make that? Because if it's 20 years, I'm calculating. That means that you had your kids and you were not a vegan.
Right. I wasn't vegan, but what I did know though, just because of, I don't know, I just knew instinctively that there are certain things you just don't want to be stuffing down your children's faces. White sugar, white flour.
Yes.
You want to, and so because two of my two youngest children are on the spectrum, that it was important for me to make sure the nutrients, the things that went inside of them would nourish them and allow them to be able to focus and to, again, I wasn't just like, okay, they're on the spectrum, so now they can't do this, they can't do this. I didn't accept that. But I also knew I needed to do my part. And so I did quite early in their lives, in fact, I would find replacements for what the other kids were eating. So for example, let's say Bobby's having a birthday party. Well, they don't do this now. I guess kids can't bring food to school anymore. But when my kids were little and Bobby had a birthday party, Bobby's mom is bringing chocolate cupcakes. what I would do is go to the teacher and find out if anybody had a birthday that day or that week. And I would send the replacement version that was healthy.
Yes.
So the teacher could give that to my child. So they wouldn't be the only kids sitting in class
I
that
love
couldn't
it.
have a cupcake. Yeah.
I love it.
No, I did the same.
I did that, and I would find replacements for jelly beans or any like candies that were made with sun butter and things that made them feel like they were getting treats without doing that to the. And I replaced all the sugar in the house with granulated. I think we used turbinado and fructose at the time, and so that's what I did. And so growing up, they had that in them. Now, a couple of them. When they got a house, they went a little
Yeah,
they went.
yeah.
and
It's their journey.
but you know what they did though? Here's what's really funny.
Come back home.
They didn't do it because they didn't know better.
Got
And
it.
so when they became parents, Ashley in particular, Phoenix's first entire year of life was not just vegetarian; it was vegan, 100% vegan. And even now, when he's with me, they call me Lisi. It's Cherokee for grandma. They don't get they get what grandma eats. They get what Lisi eats, but Lisi can cook. So I make things that they enjoy and that I can make them a grilled cheese sandwich, or make them a whatever replacement.
Right.
And that's what I did. In answer to your question, I replaced the things so that they never felt like the weird kid who didn't get to eat the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then and put that in. And then once they got older, they knew I was vegan and it was what it was. So when I was single, especially because I was a single parent for a while, it was a vegan household.
Mm-hmm.
Fully vegan. They knew that. They didn't care. They knew I was going to put something in their face that tasted good. Mitchell will eat whatever I put in front of him.
Mitchell is hubby.
Is this your husband?
Yes. For those Mitchell
Okay.
is. Mitchell, go ahead.
That's my Mitchell. He will eat whatever I put in front of his face.
Okay.
So, and this was a man who grew up, country boy, Arkansas and Texas, and meat and potatoes kind of guy. But truth be told, he never really was all that big a fan of meat. But he just ate what everybody else ate. So when I came into his life, it was a very natural progression for him to, and he never gave me any pushback. He will, and I think again, that's a really important thing too, to have a partner.
Yes.
Who's not, if it's possible to have a partner that's going to align with that space, rather than always give you pushback or make you feel some kind of way. And to your point, Tia, you're talking about me, my headphones. I do that. I walk around the house doing that. But I also do that with the noise about, especially at Thanksgiving and Christmas and all, where everybody has an opinion about what I'm going to serve. And if I go to Sylvia's house, I'm going to eat straw and whatever it is they think until they show up and they see that macaroni and cheese.
Wait a minute, you're going to eat straw?
Oh, girl, you know how they do. Well, I don't know what Sylvia's doing. It's that whole thing. And I'm like,
Tomatoes.
But here's the thing, though. That doesn't even hurt my feelings because I don't really care what I'm doing. Especially, say again?
Look down, look down.
Mitchell says hi.
Look down on the screen. Hi, Mitchell.
Hi, Mitchell. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm fangirling over my husband. That's crazy.
Hey, we're all fangirling over your husband, if you don't mind.
He's a sweetheart.
Yes, he is.
He's so
He
cute.
got himself a cowboy hat. I'll send you a photo. And his hair is really long again.
Because he's out here in the quarantine.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He is absolutely.
So when you talk about ethics, you're transitioning, and now you've included more reasons for being vegan, more important reasons. What are they to you? What are some of the reasons?
The babies, the animals. That's important to me. That's important to me. That's become very important to me.
Why?
For me, it's the environment. It's all of the waste that pours into the environment and all of that. It's the animals. It is the way I feel. And to be honest with you, it's almost weird for me to say that I'm vegan. It's like me telling somebody that I'm a girl or that I'm or I have brown eyes, because it is so much.
It's a part of
who I am.
your life.
It's not a label. It's not a label.
It's not a label. It's not a trend. It's not a vegan diet. People say all the time, you're on a vegan diet. I'm like, no, I'm not.
That's what my friends go on when they run out of money. Girl, I'm going vegan this week because I can't afford no. You know,
No.
I've been vegan this week. I said, "Oh, you vegan?" Nah, I'm running out of cash. I
But
can't buy
you know what's really weird though? Organic fruits and vegetables cost more than meat. They subsidize you. They give meat and dairy industry all kind of subsidies. It makes it cheaper for people to buy it. If they weren't getting, they don't. Huh?
Speaking of which, did you guys know this? Did you know the Cancer Foundation announced last week? Live Kindly is a website that I really love, a blog site that I really love, and they a vegan blog site. Live Kindly is very cool. They posted a news article that the Cancer Society has listed going plant-based and/or / true vegan as a way of preventing cancer.
Oh, finally. Boo.
Isn't that awesome?
Wait a minute. Did they put it in real tiny print in the corner, in the bottom, and like so you couldn't see?
You know what? It was a whole big announcement. I'm just glad they did it. You know, I think movies like What the Health probably shamed them into it, but whatever. I mean, and I think right now there's a lot of energy around what can I do to protect myself from this stuff that's floating around in the air. The big C, Corona. Now, not cancer, but Corona. And the reality is keeping, obviously wearing your mask and doing the stuff. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if we're all quarantined away to where we're never around other people, then our immune system is weakening.
Yes.
So it's important to take your precautions, but also if you go to the gym or if you go to the grocery store, wear your mask, but be around people if you can a little bit too. And I'm not saying go off and be nuts. Nobody likes to send us messages or anything. You know what I'm saying? But the other thing is this: probably the bigger thing is putting antioxidants in your body, because that's what fights the free radicals. That's what's fighting it off. So if you can put things in your body that are specifically designed to fight off disease and strengthen your immune system, then that's the way to go, which is why I think there's so much energy right now around being vegan and what that really is and what that really means.
It's really crazy because they're saying that so many people of color with all of these underlying illnesses, and you take a look at the list of underlying illnesses and what they are, and how do we get these underlying illnesses? Most of the time, they're self-induced by the way that we feed ourselves.
Right.
And so, if that's another reason that you need to stay as healthy as possible, and because then you don't fall off into that group.
Right.
Right.
When things like this happen.
Why is it Black folks? That bothers me.
I mean, honestly,
Wait, if in fact that's even
but no, if it's underlying illnesses, we have a lot of diabetes, we have a lot of heart disease in our communities, and most of it is out of ignorance, and it's the way that we nourish ourselves. And
I think part of it actually, if you think about the history of Black folks in these United States, the people who were slaves, the people who were enslaved, were forced to eat what was left.
Right.
So they learned how to take the feet and the nose and the ears and the intestines of the pig and make that work. And how you gonna eat that without heaving? You got to just put a lot of salt on it. So those recipes were kind of handed down. The same in the Indian community as Cherokee. You ate what you could get your hands on. So those recipes got handed down and turned over and turned over and turned over. A lot of lard, a lot of salt, and I think that might be kind of what feeds into the penchant to eat that way. At the same time, where we are in who we are today. We don't have to do that anymore, right? So we can make different choices.
That's the point. We have social media. We have so much information everywhere. And a lot of times, you have to be honest, we get very stuck and very stubborn.
But that's not, but you know what? And not to move it away from veganism, but that's in general with people. We get stuck in our way of thinking. We get stuck in abusive relationships. We get stuck in patterns that we're conditioned to believe is how we need to operate. and anything different. You're usually forced out of a situation when you've hit rock bottom, when things have gone so bad that now you've got to make a change. When the doctor says, okay, now you have breast cancer, you can't eat any more meat, and you've been on chemo and this and this and that.
Right.
You're forced to change your diet.
I know people,
but you're forced to change your mindset when something has hit rock bottom. So I'm not saying that it's not, we can't do it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for a lot of people just become stuck in their own way of doing it.
I think also you can become comfortable with the pain that's familiar.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
and I get what you guys are saying, but the problem that I have with all of it is I don't want to wait until I am crippled.
Well, you don't. Right.
No,
No,
Chef, look, Babette, I agree with you, baby. I agree with both of you.
I would love it
with both of
if we could change our minds and
Right.
and not wait until the doctor says,
I agree.
okay, now we got to take everything out because ain't nothing working no more. It's like, can we just stop? I have people that come into the restaurant right today, and we have soy on the menu. You have a country of people that eat soy, and they ain't got as many problems as Americans. So what really is the issue with the soy? I have guys with man boobs already, and then they telling me I don't want the soy because it make man boobs. I'm like, well, what you been eating? Because you already
do you know how much soy you have to eat to get man boobs?
Come on,
Not
baby.
just that,
You don't even
not
have
just that, but all soy is not created equal. If you're eating organic, sprouted tofu, that's not the same as something that's packed with 8,000 ingredients plus
Right.
soy. That's not the same. It's not the same. And so but I actually agree with what both of you are saying. And I think ultimately what we were saying earlier, it's here.
It's a change.
You know, it's got to happen here first. You know, and you're doing that with this show, with the way you guys live, with the way you look, with the way you're presenting yourself, your fitness. One of you is tall and lean and looks like a model, and the other one looks like a 27-year-old fitness model. So you guys are saying to the world, you can do this. It's doable. We're doing it, right? And you are a living epistle. You're walking around, just being in the world without saying a word.
And you
are
too,
ministering.
And you too, Sil.
You too.
But you know what?
Well,
Terry have to touch my leg to calm me down. But I say I get riled up sometimes, and it's all from a place of love and wanting us to feel better and be better. We are some of the strongest people on the planet. And we become the weakest when we don't know how to nourish ourselves. And so you guys, I get excited, but it's coming from a place of love.
I love your passion.
Yeah,
You remember when we did that thing? You remember we did the thing in Atlanta?
Yes.
And we were up there together?
Yes.
It's iron sharpening iron. You know, your voice, your passion, your energy there are people who can only hear that. They will only respond to that kind of aesthetic. Tara, your elegance and your eloquence and beauty, there are people who will only respond to that. I tend to come from a place of everybody just loves everyone. They just love each other. You know, and there's a place for all of it. There's a place for all those
right. You described it just right, the three of us.
Yeah, no.
So
that's
true.
why we work well together, the three of us. NBC, CBS, ABC, Showtime, Netflix, Hulu. Did I miss anyone?
You guys, it's getting dark in my world. Do I need to adjust the light or am I okay?
No, you look fine, honey.
Beautiful,
Okay.
dear.
Okay, so what is your go-to meal? What is one of your specialty things that everyone loves?
Well, what's really weird is lately I've been sort of doing this. I don't want to get graphic on here, but
Get graphic, girl. Makes the show exciting.
My cycle started again. And I thought we were all done with that. So I was like, and then I started breaking out. It was great.
Started again? It started again, you said? It went away?
It went away for like a year. And I thought, okay, we're good.
No. Mm-mm.
And
no, I'm not with that. I was so happy. I was not one of those people that was like,
she said her cycle started.
I know
again.
it happens when somebody else told me that.
Okay, but so what happened? It came back, and so
what happened was.
So see what had happened was, so when it came back, all of a sudden I just had this aversion to carbs. I don't know what happened. And girl, listen, I am a carb fan. I am not a person who doesn't enjoy a good carb. But what happened was it went away. So now I'm craving avocados, and I want seeds, and I want like nuts, and so that's what started happening. And so lately, so I created this little thing because I know Tara, plug your ears, baby, but I like cereal. I like
I love cereal.
And so yeah, see, I'm a fan.
I love
it.
So, I love it.
I eat dry
right?
cereal, but nothing with any kind of milk.
All right, so tell us about your period.
Okay, so what I did was I thought, y'all are so funny. What can I do? Because cereal is pretty much all carbs, basically, right? So I thought, what can I do? So I started putting some things together one day. You know how we do, right? Just kind of, and so I ended up taking some sunflower seeds, some pepitas, pumpkin seeds, a few little cashews, some pistachios, walnuts. I just kind of grabbed what was in the house and I threw it in a little baby ninja. Just kind of, and then I threw some unsweetened coconut in it as well. Shredded it up, put it in a bowl. I wonder what that. Threw a little almond milk on top. Girl, wait.
What? Really?
Wait. It was so good. Now you can, when I do it, you can only grind it for like maybe 1, 2, 3 pumps. So if you do too long, you end up with a paste.
Got it.
Right. But it was, oh my gosh, it is so good. And then I found I can sprinkle that over a salad. I can sprinkle that over, vegan ice cream or yogurt or whatever. Right. But here's what's so cool about it. It's got so few, I think it has less than 10 carbs.
Wow.
And tons of protein and tons of antioxidants. So I will often, so that's kind of a go-to for me if I want to grab some, and then I'm full because it's got all that fiber and everything in it. Right. The other thing I really love to do is take some like some green beans, have of course some skinny green beans, and toss them in a skillet with a little coconut oil, and then maybe toss some kind of like a vegan kind of chicken in it with it, and throw that together and sprinkle those seeds over it with a little nutritional yeast.
Okay.
Stop.
Thanks for the recipe, baby.
What do you say?
Thank you for the recipe.
Something similar to that.
And it's so good because I can make that, and then just the kids maybe will nibble on it all day long, and it's something that's so easy to do. Anybody can do, and you can mix and match and do whatever you want to do with it. If you're somebody, well, I don't like almonds. Well, don't use almonds. Use walnuts. I don't like whatever. And for some people, I think that pistachios can be price prohibitive because they're pistachios. But here's what's funny about pistachios. Pistachios have I was looking on the back the other day, something like 8 carbs and 8 grams of fiber, which cancels out the carbs. So there's 0 carbs. It's really, really good. And it's just a nice little go-to. And you can also store it. You can make it and then just store it in a container. And if you want to put a little stevia on it, or if you're somebody who's into agave, you can do that as well. Right. But I really enjoy that. That's one of my favorites. And I also have a little, I want to show you this because you guys know about these. I can't do it backwards. Have you ever had one of these?
Oh, I have.
Girl, I love these things. I do the immunity one, the immunity shots, SUJA.
Oh,
and
I've had the garlic, the ginger, and turmeric.
Yeah. This one?
Yeah. Yum.
Oh, I don't know. Remember?
I've seen that.
Yeah. This one's turmeric. It's turmeric and ginger, and I think lemon or something.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic. I love those.
And so
so Patty wants, please list that in the post so we can make that, and we will, Patty, when we're done. We have the recipe. We'll post it, and next time you come. Go ahead, honey.
You know what? I'm sorry to cut you off. You know what else you can do, Patty? You can throw a little if carbs are a thing for you, then you can throw blueberries in it or blackberries. But if you don't care about carbs, you can throw some kind of other fruit in there with it, and it's so good. A little bit of mango, a little banana.
Do you ever use any freeze-dried fruit? Like, could she use freeze-dried blueberries or mango?
You could definitely do that because especially if you wanted to rehydrate, you can rehydrate it with the moisture from. Yeah, you could totally do that. I tell you what else I like: those little tiny little frozen blueberries.
Yes, I love those. Wow,
and they turn the milk blue. They turn the milk blue, so they appeal to the child in me.
Blue. I love them.
I love it. So good.
Well, the good thing, what I love about this show too, is because every time we walk away with a new recipe a new skin. Now, Sylvia, you know a lot about skin and
Sylvia know a lot about everything.
When we did that thing in Atlanta, she showed up with, okay, now if you use this little thing here, and you put this on because this has amino bloody shlap. Eyes open. And now this one over here, this has shloobity 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 shloop. And if you put that under your tongue before you go to bed,
That's Sylvia.
Sylvia knows everything about everything about everything. So tell us, give us a nice regimen. Okay, so I'm getting like eye stuff.
We're all getting that.
I'm talking about me.
I'm getting it.
Okay, so besides sleep, that's important.
Yes, and you know what I discovered though, Sil, is that
What?
I had been sleeping face down, and it started to get with one eye, and now I'm sleeping on my back is not as bad. So I have my pillows, but my pillows work fine. But I've been sleeping on my face. I can't.
Yeah, it's about circulation. So if you are pressing this way and all the blood is pumping down and you're pressing it into your pillow, then that's not going to be the best for your skin. But if you're lying back, it's also a gravity thing. It's kind of like an example I'll give you. A lot of people will cleanse their face over a sink. So they'll put the cleanser in their hand, turn the water on, usually pretty hot, and then they'll bend over and cleanse their face and then bend over. And that's the absolute opposite way you should cleanse your face. Because what happens is after years and years and years and years of doing that, and really not even years, using really hot water and leaning, gravity is pulling your face down. So you want to cleanse your face in the shower.
So like this.
Because you're standing up, right. The other thing I highly, highly, highly recommend, and I've just started doing this over the last few months, and I'm so addicted to it now, is something called contrast showers.
The cotton
baby, yes, that's the lit.
I love it.
That's the lit.
Absolutely love it. But you have to be able to deal with that ice cold water. For me,
yeah, but it's amazing. It's
circulation,
amazing. Everything.
Your immune system and your skin. It's when you go back and forth on your face with that flash of ice cold water and then the hot water. I do 3 rounds in the shower. But listen, Tara, you can also do it just for your face.
Because cold water in me is like, if I put my foot in the pool and it's too cold, I'm like, I can't take it, I gotta get out.
Yes, that's not the same. That's horrifying.
I'm in the shower.
You guys,
but you just turn the hot on. It's like the hot is the payoff.
I'll try it.
It's so worth it.
I'll get drunk and try it.
You don't even get drunk.
See that? That's why I do it.
I know you. It works, Sylvia. That's the truth about that.
No, it does.
No,
I know.
Especially after a workout. It'll keep you from getting sore. And if you and during this like quarantine, I haven't been lifting really because they closed our gym.
Right.
So I tried to do the at-home gym thing, and it was not cute. I did it for like 3 weeks, and I was like, this is not cute at all. So, but our gym is back open. Woo-hoo. But I noticed when I'm especially when I'm lifting heavily and I start to feel a little bit sore, when I do the shower right after, the next morning I'm not as sore.
Really?
Because it really does. Yeah, it really does help kind of with that lactic acid and sort of get that going so it doesn't make you as sore. That's really important. But I really enjoyed that. I just feel like it's good for me. But you know what else? You know what I got the girls one of these for their birthday. Have you guys seen the roller ball? It's got a long handle and it's got a piece of amethyst on the
I have not.
Ball. It's a roller. You put it in the refrigerator and you roll it on your skin.
Oh, I have that. You have that right here.
Closes your pores. It builds it, gets circulation going. It takes down puffiness under your eyes. It takes down puffiness. Yeah, it chisels around. Yeah, it really does. So because the girls have a podcast. And so right before they go on camera, I told them you could put it in the refrigerator and then roll it on your face because you can roll it right over the makeup, and it'll do it.
You talking about one of these?
Yeah.
No? Yeah, and then it comes with this thing that you can do under your eye.
Yeah, exactly. Now you can get them. You can spend $100, $500 or more for them, or you can get yes, they have them at actually. not to necessarily plug anybody, but they do have them at, Walmart, and they have the as seen on TV version
Hmm.
that you can buy there, and you can roll, and it's really, really, really good. So those are a couple of things. But using cold water on your face is probably, if you don't use any, if you can't really spend a lot on skincare products, and that's not a thing you can do, coconut oil and cold water.
Now, yeah, coconut oil is really good for the neck, and the when the neck starts, when you start getting that double chin, just lather up at night. Because I stumbled upon this because I used to do coconut just because I like it on my body, and then I ran out for 2 weeks. I looked at my neck, I was like, what the heck? Oh my god! Oh my god, what happened? And I said,
what's happening?
It just fell down. It fell down to the ground. I called the bed. I said, my neck fell on the ground.
That's funny. That's funny.
And I realized I hadn't been using coconut oil, so I went back and got some, and I started lathering up again, and it lifted back up. Lifted back up.
But you know what I do? I use a lot of, I always have. Coconut oil is the lick for me. I use it everywhere. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell us, share some of
the oil, too. I like tea tree oil, too.
I like tea tree oil. Yeah.
So tell us some of the things that you have going on and what should we, because our hours with some people goes by so fast.
Are we done?
We're almost like 10 minutes left.
Oh, wow.
I want you to share what you got going on that you want people to look out for, because those who missed the introduction, Sylvia is a wonderful producer, director, actress, singer, mother, writer,
everything.
She's got a new company called Pumpkin Pictures. And she does great. I mean, she's just an overall, wonderful spirit person, and that we just love. And I mean, I have the best people who've been in my life for so many years, and she's been one of them. And don't ever try to cross me with her.
Oh,
same.
Oh,
same.
This one.
Not cute. Not cute.
These are when you love your sisterhood. This is my sisterhood. So tell us what you got going on.
What are we? We ride or live.
Ride or die.
Ride or live.
Ride or live.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ride or live.
I mean,
ride and live.
Ride
and live, baby. Ride and live. Yeah, I mean, you basically said it. I'm very excited about Pumpkin Pictures, because it's actually the first production company that I've had that was just mine. I had one before. I was partnered with someone else and all that, and that was fine. But this is my baby, and it's so funny because a lot of things happened at the end of last year. That a lot of seed had been sown toward projects and all these things, and they just started popping off. Hello, whoever that is.
That's
they just started
coconut oil. I'm in. Grab some, girl. That's another 30, 40-year friendship. But yeah, Carla. That's one
but all these things started happening, and I realized that I was kind of allowing these things to happen and partnering with other companies. Like I have a partnership with a company called the Woolworth Organization over at Warner Brothers, but these things were my projects. I'm like, why am I handing these things off, to other projects and to other companies? And so I was just kind of, in meditation, thinking about it one day. And Pumpkin Pictures dropped into my spirit, just like I'm talking to you guys right now. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that forever? That's been my nickname since I was like 2 years old. Why didn't I think of that a long time ago? And you know what's really funny? You can think of the best name ever, and then you go do that domain search, and then like,
I know
somebody done took it.
Girl,
charge you $1 for it.
I did, and this was how I knew. Okay, this is definitely a God thing, inspired. Intuitive thing. I did the search, pumpkinpictures.com. Bam, right there. I was like, thank you, God.
No, because China Simmons. Hi, China. She says, hi, Sylvia. Appreciate you. Much success with Pumpkin Pictures. It's Pun, P-U-N.
Yes, because they couldn't pronounce
it. Yeah, but that's what we used to say. Hey, Pumpkin. You never said Pumpkin.
Hey, Pumpkin. It's no P. And it's easy. It's just pumpkinpictures.com. That's the website, and it's right now. The website has there's some things we're actively looking for in terms of projects and scripts that we're actively that we know we have people who are interested in certain kinds of projects. But what we are doing is, it was important to me because and Tara, you know about this. So many times you have an idea, you've written something, and you go to find out where can I put this? Whose hands can I put this into? We don't accept unsolicited submissions. We don't accept, you know what I mean? And then you just feel like, what am I, how do I do chicken or the, And so we do accept unsolicited submissions, but there's a process for that, and it's very basic. It's basically, obviously it's an NDA, but it just says on there, this is the way to submit to us. If you're somebody we don't know, but we will look at projects from people that we don't know. And so right now, that's something that I'm really excited about, for just to meet new people and fresh voices. And when I say fresh, I don't mean necessarily 24. I mean fresh, no matter what age you are. Right. And so that's important. And I'm really excited about this Christmas project. I wish I could say the name, but it's a really cool project, and we got optioned by we sold it to a major, and they are super excited about it.
Be there, right? When they go to Pumpkin Pictures and get on our mailing list, everything will be there. To be able to follow and support you.
Exactly, exactly.
So she doesn't feel like she's saying but not saying, because
it's exciting, and I will say this: it is a very celebratory, unapologetically Black, happy Christmas thing. I'm really, really excited about it. And there are a couple of other non-scripted things. One in particular that I'm super excited about. That's more of a competition kind of situation, competition show, that we're really, really excited about too. So yeah, there's really good things happening, and I'm back on Facebook, which is good, which is cool. And
so tomorrow you're gonna wake up in the morning. What are you gonna have for breakfast? You gave us one recipe. Let's give somebody something else nice and quick, nice vegan, something that they can do that's quick. When you wake up, you're like, I want something quick. What would that be tomorrow?
Okay, this is 100% not low carb.
I'm gonna set your day real quick. So Sylvia's got to get up, because you know what? She's got pumpkin pictures online. She's got such and such to call. She's like, oh my God, I got to do a Zoom. I'm going to put some lashes on, just some glasses or some lipstick. And then I got to make my quick breakfast. What is it?
Cut a papaya in half, hull it out, slice an avocado in half, dice it up, put some avocado in it, put some blueberries in it, sprinkle some nutritional yeast on it, and go back to my office.
Wow.
Okay, then some people say that's an interesting combination.
That is an
okay. So it's the papaya boat. It's basically cut the papaya in half, take the seeds out, and fill the inside of the boat with any kind of other fruit you like. Blueberries, you can fill it with avocado, you can fill it with blackberries, strawberries. Just put it in the boat, sprinkle it with some nutritional yeast, and if you want a little avocado on top, agave on top, that one thing you got all your antioxidants and nutrients, and you're getting hydrated from the papaya. In fact, papaya will hydrate you better than water.
Rebecca,
it actually will.
What's your quick go-to?
Well, you know my go-to.
Well, tell them.
Well, y'all know I juice every day.
Everybody
so
don't know.
Everybody knows
There's some
me.
new people here.
Do you carrot?
There's a lot of people.
Do I what?
Do you carrot juice? What do you do?
You know what? I do a green thing that I'm in love with. Since I have to deal with kale every day, cooking greens.
Yeah.
I'm constantly juicing kale, cilantro. Like we had 2 huge boxes of cucumbers the other day. So cucumbers
Oh, girl, I've been doing the cucumbers.
But I just love juicing. I really do. It keeps me from overeating as well.
Yeah.
Then I get a lot of nutrients from it. So that's my goal.
Mine in the morning, it'll either be, because I don't like to eat first thing, so I'll take strawberries, pineapple, almond butter in the jar. I like the chunky, so I drop a couple of big whippings of that, avocado, almond milk or coconut milk in a blender. Throw a little bit of garlic, and that is a smoothie. Oh my God, it's like every morning. When I don't do that, I'll do, this is a weird breakfast. I have a kombucha and some pumpkin seeds. I'm not sure exactly.
Oh, girl, look, I'm all about it.
If I really want food, I get sauteed kale and sauteed lentils and sauteed mushrooms.
And let me tell you, her sauteed kale, lentils, and mushrooms is the lick. It's the lick.
Listen, that sounds amazing. Girl, let me tell you, we went to the farmer's market yesterday, and I came home with some Thai basil.
Oh, the lick. I know.
No way.
Yes.
Threw that, I chopped that up and threw it on top of some greens, some fresh greens, and some fresh
Mm.
little tiny cucumbers. Chopped them up, threw them on top. Girl, wait, and some avocado. I was like, stop right now, I can't.
What we waiting for? What we waiting
Girl,
for?
wait. And then she flipped that hair back. Girl, wait. And then drink her herbs cup.
Listen, and I'm all about the yerba mate. That Gayake yerba mate tea.
You love it?
That's my jam. That's my jam. That's my list. Yep.
Well, what did you
Yep.
say? I lost that recipe with lentil. I'm not sure.
Okay, lost that recipe with lentil.
I'm not sure what that means, but
well, she
No,
wants.
she's saying she didn't hear it.
List it.
Yeah, list
Okay.
it.
Yeah, it said lost. But anyway, so I love that this was one of my special shows because I love you, Sylvia.
I love
Sylvia
you.
and I did a musical years ago called Me Nobody Knows with Tisha
Yes,
Campbell.
we did.
How old was Tisha then? 15? Was that the one when she was
14?
14? Tisha
She
Campbell.
was 14.
She was 14
And I
So-
was 16. I think I was 16.
and I ain't telling you because then they're gonna go back. Okay, so how old?
You were a baby too.
I was a baby. I was a little bit older baby.
Do you
but-
know what? I have to tell this. Do I have 2 seconds to tell this?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
we
we
go.
got 5 minutes, right?
You were already vegetarian.
Yes, I was.
And I remember you remember we used to go mess around down in the village
Mm-hmm.
when we didn't have rehearsal? And she took me, this beautiful person, well, that beautiful person. My angles right. Took me to this pizza place, and she had vegetarian pizza.
What?
And now again, I grew up just north of Chi-Town. I didn't know anything about anybody vegetarian. What? Like my family, they chose the meat first and then built the meal around the meat.
Around the meat.
So, everything else was like the accessory. So when I saw her, I was like, what is that? And she was the first person that like showed me anything to do with being vegetarian that could be interesting and
Sarah,
cool.
Let me tell you about. I just want to say this before we go about sisterhood. You know what I mean? Let's just talk a little bit about sisterhood because it all goes hand in hand. Like I said, eating healthy is one thing, but being around healthy people and people who uplift you, and that's really what it's about. Sylvia always talks about, like us back in the day and the things I did for her, and but it carries itself around because you never know where life is going to take you and what you go through. And I can pick up the phone and I say, I need you. And she answers and she gives me truth, when I'm stuck on something. And she's one of the reasons, because I was looking like a little crazy for several years. And well, I say that, because I have twins. I'm like this. I'm trying to figure myself out again. And I kind of lost. We lose ourselves in the midst of, well, at least I did.
Mm-hmm.
And, where you didn't care how you looked and you're just looking all frumpy and dumpy. And Sylvia and we hadn't seen each other for years. The first time we ran into each other, we were at an audition. And we would talk for about 15
Remember that?
I remember. We were just talking for about 15 minutes about she had twins, I had twins. And then all of a sudden we looked at each other and we screamed. 15 minutes we talked before we even realized this was Sylvia. And she calls me that. We talked and like this. We were face to face like this.
You didn't know you were.
We didn't click. We were just talking.
No, we haven't seen each other since we were babies. And it's so nice to meet another actress who will actually be nice to you at an audition and talk to you.
Talking.
Like, oh, a fellow alien.
And we did it at the same time. We almost went, and we screamed like,
Crazy.
oh my God. And we hugged and kissed. And that's how we were united. But she has been, that kind of friend that, back in the day, she says, yeah, you taught me about, look, you said something about looking nice and dressing up and looking good.
No, it was more than that. No. You will not just slide over that. It was way more than that. You were the person that said to me, listen, you better learn how to do your own nails, do your own hair, and do your own makeup. Because at the time I had already been working a little bit as a makeup artist by the time we met. But as far as that, she goes, learn how to do your own and pack you a little bag and have your little bag with you every time you go on set, every time you go to an audition. Because just because somebody is hired to do makeup doesn't mean they know how to do makeup. Yes. And it especially doesn't mean they know how to do makeup on you.
Good.
So learn how to do it. And it was because of that I became kind of a multi-hyphenate beauty guru, because I was already a makeup artist, had been doing that professionally since I was like 13. But in terms of hair and nails and all the skins and all the stuff that I now know how to do, that started with that seed from you. And I was 16 years old.
And thank you, but I say all that to say, and it plays itself forward with the people you have in your life. Because when I kind of lost who I was and feel, and not that I have to do makeup, but sometimes you forget that after kids and all that, one day you look up and go, I used to be kind of cute, maybe just that much, and then I'm talking to my friend, I'm looking at her going, I'm showing up with Sylvia, so I'm not going to be looking like I'm her maid or I'm her little front out. I'm going to meet Sylvia, and that sparked me back into finding me again. So we play off each other, and we use each other, and we empower each other as women. You know what I mean? So I love you to the core of my soul. I love you. This woman here, is another one who always wants you to shine with her. I could be in the background as her manager, but she wants me to shine. I want you to shine. We want us to. It's just so stupid.
Shine. I want you to shine.
We have gone over because you guys, and they're still hanging in there with us.
Have we gone over? I'm so sorry.
First of all, Sylvia, thank you so much for being on our show. We love you. Love you more than life itself. And secondly, I just want to say, hey, Robbie Smith. Hey, my mother-in-law, Ruby Hollowell. And hey, Gino Lou. Okay, I got it out.
Were they on today?
Well, I'm just saying hi to my mother-in-law.
Oh, no, because I was going to put them up here.
Well, Gino Lou is on.
Hi, Gino Lou.
Hi, Gino Lou. But anyway, Gino Lou took me to Nairobi, Kenya, and I spent time with their family in Kenya.
Oh,
let me tell you how these people took care of me.
Wow.
I spent all of $300 the whole time I was there. The old Lou. I was there for a week or so, and the whole family. And Patty Ramos, you've been a doll baby today.
And you are part of our sisterhood.
And you're part of our sisterhood. We love you, sweetie. Thank you.
And
but anyway, the old Lou's took care of their sister in Kenya. That's right. That Kenyans know how to take care of each other. They took care of me. Okay, let me calm down. All right.
I love it. Like, okay, hi, Bridget. We love you, Bridget.
Oh, Bridget. I'm sorry. Hi, Bridget.
Okay, but anyway, back to our guest. Sil, we love you. Thank you. You guys make sure you follow her on all of her.
Follow me.
What's your social media pages again?
My social media is very easy. On Instagram, I am Sylvia Mathis Official. Sylvia with an I, not a Y. Sylvia Mathis Official. On Facebook, I'm The Real Sylvia Mathis. And then the website is pumpkinpictures.com.
I love you.
We love you, baby.
We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week. And make sure you share. Say it. Share. Say it.
Share.
Say it.
Share.
Share, everyone. Share.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Love you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, God.